the stream? Yes, I do. Yeah, I've got so much shit in this room right now. It's pathetic. All right. You guys can go ahead and pimp shit if you want. I'm going to put the button in the room and we can get started. Go. All right. That's set. All these random people follow me. All right. It says doesn't show anything. Actually, not showing any pictures. What the fuck just happened? There we go. Because somehow I got pushed out the room. What the fuck? How'd that
What
happen?
happened?
I got pushed out the room.
You
Oh,
press record and it puts you out the room.
yeah, what the fuck? And we got a foul as shit broke. Fuck you, Discord. And I gotta fix this shit. Looks like it's good. Yep, we're good now. Okay, cool. We're good. All right, I'm gonna change it from private to public. All right, folks, we are actually live now. We had a little bit of a technical snafu here, but we're good to go. This is our Outerhaven Spectator Mode late E3 2021 wrap-up show. And of course, thank you for stopping by and checking us out. We were accepting comments and questions. So if anything you want to say about the show or question about E3 2021, toss them our way. We'd love to hear from you. That said, welcome back to the Spectator Mode podcast, everybody. Yay! Carl, get happy.
Hi.
Woo!
Remember, you're on push to talk. So I see your mouth moving, but you're not saying anything. I'm like, Carl, you're on push to talk, buddy. You guys know who I am. I'm Keith Mitchell, and he gives me the middle finger. There's none of that on this show, buddy. As my friends like to call me, Mr. Frame Rates Matters, Mr. Chocolate Missiles. I hate you, Josh, for that. I am the host of the Spectator Mode podcast. We also have my buddy Carl May Smart here, who probably won't say anything because push to talk.
No, I've taken that off now.
Okay, you
so,
took it off.
you get to hear everything I can say. Ha!
And he does that ass. And of course, we have our buddy here, Sean. Sean, what's up, buddy?
What is going on, everyone?
So again, everybody, E3 2021 has come and gone. I know a lot of us have a lot of things to say about the show. Some of it's more polite than others, and this show is pretty much no documentation today. There's no script. There's nothing. We're just going to talk E3 2021 for as long as we have, which is about an hour and a half. Carl, you got to bounce.
Yeah, as long as I can stick around and you guys can keep talking after.
No, we want you here. So we're going to skip the games. Yes, we do. We're going to skip the games we played this week because obviously
Why?
Because we want to talk E3. E3. Is there something you want to talk about? Okay, fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, I did. I actually played games other than the usual crap.
Okay, go for it.
As well, basically, this is a good way for me to plug the Outerhaven YouTube channel, which everybody should be going and watching for. Which you're currently on watching this.
I was gonna say, how you
go and have a look at those nice little reviews that I've been posting.
Oh, here we go. We're pimping that stuff, are we?
Yes, we are most definitely been starting to do a little revamp of the Outerhaven YouTube channel, where we we'll be featuring a lot more reviews and videos. Everything is now nice and color coded, so you know exactly what we're doing, how we're doing it, everything else. Basically, games I've been playing that all you can see on the YouTube channel, which are Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, which was just a big oof. Guilty Gear Strive, which kicked my ass. God, what else? There's the Far Cry VR review that I've done. I've also got Alex Kidd in Miracle World coming up, and I believe we're going to have Scarlet Nexus coming up soon. And other than that, I have actually started back on the MMO wagon. I'm not playing WoW.
Yeah.
Anything, I'm not playing WoW.
I was like, wait a second. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I have not gone back to World of Warcraft, nor do I plan to. I have now started playing Final Fantasy 14 online.
I mean, is that much better? MMO crack?
It to be honest, it is actually. I'm finding it a lot better than World of Warcraft has been over the last few years.
Speaking of which, you wrote a nice little article regarding that, didn't you?
I did indeed. That people can go and check out at www.theouterhaven.net. Where you should be going for all your news, views, and opinions on pop culture and video games.
All right, you heard him. Go check it out.
Can you tell I'm a shameless shill when it comes to things?
Well, you are a wrestling fan, so
Shill your shit, man.
Yeah, it's what
you know your thing. All right, well, since you did it, it's only fair to let Sean go. Sean, buddy, you got 2 minutes. What have you been playing?
Me, I played some Chicory, the Colorful Tale.
Oh yeah, you're working on a review for that.
Yes, it is very relaxing, and I love just the fact that you can color stuff. And right now, it seems like you're just gonna keep unlocking different colors eventually. So I like that. I let my daughter play a little bit, and she loved it. She loves painting and drawing and that kind of stuff. So
I was gonna say, is it like an adult coloring book, so to speak?
Yes, that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like a coloring book, and then there's actually a story attached to it as well. That's pretty cute.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, same thing with the Ninja Gaiden. Like Carl, I have the same oof feeling. It's still fun to play. It's still a good game. It's just number one, the camera has not aged well, and then number two, just it doesn't feel like it should be called a collection at all.
So Josh played it, and oh man, definitely check out both Carl's review of Ninja Gaiden and check out Josh's review of Ninja Gaiden, the Outerhaven's website. Oh boy, Josh was not kind. He was not kind to that game at all. So, and I think he's probably one of the biggest Ninja Gaiden fans that I know. So he was fairly upset. As for myself,
he deserves to be upset.
As for myself, I really haven't played much of anything. Been too busy trying to reorganize stuff, get my life back in order. Health issues aside, I have played a little bit of. There's a Metal Gear spoof demo for the PC right now called Unmetal from the people who made Unepic. The game was a lot of fun. It's a very short demo, probably a good half an hour, depending on how many times you played it. Definitely a lot of fun. And again, it's a big spoof off everything in Metal Gear. I'm looking forward to the full release of that game. I actually want to try and get the developer in here to talk about this game, hopefully maybe sometime next week or whatever. It's a very interesting game, and I really want to know where the idea came from to do a spoof off of Metal Gear. So yeah, I want to talk to them about that. I did start playing Scarlet Nexus. I can't really say anything about it because embargo, and I haven't really played much of it. Yeah, I haven't really played much of any games since E3. E3, I just trying to get stuff taken care of and get articles taken care of and all that fun stuff. So I will be playing some Dark Souls 3 tonight because I haven't played it in forever, and I'm very excited for Elden Ring. If you haven't read my articles and noticed that, I am a big fan of those type of games, and I really will be playing it. Are you adding tags? Hey, you got a visitor, Sean. Somebody's behind you.
Yes, my cat. He likes to be seen.
Hey, that's cool. I guess I should put some tags in there because you know what? You are absolutely correct, Carl. If that was you, I apologize. Let me add some. What isn't you? Okay. All right. So E3 2021. Obviously, a lot of us had some doubts that this show should even happen. I'm one of the people. I didn't really think the E3 2021 should have even been a thing, but it did. And I wanted to start off the show with everybody's overall thoughts of E3 2021. Not the shows. We'll get to that next, but overall impressions. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What did you like? Et cetera, et cetera. Sean, go ahead. I want you to go first. What'd you think about it?
Ah man, it had its obviously mixed bag feeling, right? Like Xbox and Nintendo were great. Ubisoft was fine, and then everything else was kind of there or lack thereof. If you want to talk about Capcom and Gearbox and other things, it's just hopefully if E3 gets to go back to being in the convention center and being semblance of whatever it used to be, hopefully it's gonna be better. Because I feel like there was some great things to take out of this show. Like I feel like the indies absolutely carried this. They were great
Yeah.
in almost all of the different presentations. There was stuff to play. Like I'm going through, there's the Steam Next Fest going on right now, and I'm going through and like, man, I remember that game. I want to play this demo. Definitely, you should check that between Steam and Xbox. If you have either one of those, download some demos and play some stuff because there's good stuff there. But man, I think Xbox won the whole thing. They knocked it out of the park with 27 games out of the 30 coming to Game Pass. That's pretty great.
Yeah, I think they did a good job. It looks like my Discord or my OBS is being weird again, so ignore that. Yeah, I really I agree with you on that one. But continue. Yeah, that was good. I really like that part. Go ahead.
No, I mean, like there was a lot of games that I'm excited to play coming out of this. It's just there was a lot of stuff that I wish we would have known straight off. I mean, yes, they did kind of tell us, okay, this is what we're gonna show, this is going to show. But like outside of Square Enix, I think everybody kind of left you this feeling of, okay, well, there's got to be something else. And then it's like, why? Like, Bandai Namco waited to the last minute to tell you that their whole thing was going to be one game. Capcom, basically, you could have just not watched that and been good. Gearbox, same thing. Like I just wish that people didn't feel obligated to have to do something if they didn't have something to show. That was, what E3 worthy is. They've done these things. They know what E3 worthy is at this point. Like, so, I just this whole mix of digital and whatever you do, I think it's great for you allowed the indies to have a platform that they wouldn't have had before. But I think as far as the big boys, you can tell who knows who's done this before
Yeah,
and who hasn't.
yeah. Carl, what'd you think, buddy?
Honestly, I was very disappointed by the entire show.
Free Sean, tell me.
It was just one of those things, and this is what I was afraid of by going back to last year's whole thing of an old digital show, was that it seemed like there was a certain flair or a certain, I don't know, like a magic that usually comes around with E3 every year, especially for people like us who are reporting on it, where we feel like we're getting excited, we're getting pumped for all these games, and there's new announcements, speculation and everything else. This year was none of that. This year was just a bunch of made for YouTube update segments. That's how the entire event came across. There was very little in the way of actual new content. Most of it was stuff that we either already knew about or, as per usual, got leaked just before it happened.
Yeah.
And the excitement wasn't there because a lot of the stuff, again, we've pushed everything back because of the pandemic. We've pushed everything back because of this. We've pushed everything back because, we don't want to end up being another CD Projekt Red. We're pushing everything back.
Wow.
So
they're
a lot
never
of
gonna live that down.
games, a lot of games that would have hit the shelf this year were pushed back to next year. So all we're getting is updates on games we already know about.
Mhm.
And while it's good to hear about these updates, that stuff's still in production, that it's going well, and some things got a release date or something like that. Cool. But where was the surprise? Where was the unknown? Where was the speculation? But again, sure, as we'll probably get into later in this sort of topic, I think fan expectation played a big part in, there's going to be this, that, and the other. You know, so many people coming into the Nintendo thing going, there's going to be the Switch Pro, there's going to be this, that, and the other. And when things don't eventuate the way you think they are, then you obviously you feel a little bit disappointed.
Did you see my comment this morning?
Even for somebody... No, I didn't.
I woke up this morning, I was like, I'm feeling dangerous. What happened to that Switch Pro announcement all those insiders kept talking about? Jason, there's going to be a Switch Pro.
Purposely.
Really? There was? Well, I have good information. This will be released.
We know how Nintendo is. As soon as the word gets out that there's a rumor, they shut that shit down.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
but it's I'm sorry. I just didn't think that like the presentations sort of, they actually felt they lacked a lot of what makes E3 a really good thing.
No, I agree.
And I think a lot of that comes down to the crowds. Having crowd reactions to these big press conferences is always a great thing. Except in the case of Digital Devolver, because they just went ahead and did the same type of shit they do every year.
Oh,
it was freaking awesome.
It worked.
Love them.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I haven't been able to watch much wrestling this year, because the no crowds absolutely kill it for me. Yep. So, like, I agree with you in that, like, not having those crowds, even though sometimes it feels like they're there to just cheer for everything, even though some of that stuff is like, really, but
look,
I agree with you.
With a lot of these type of things, you could have dropped, turned around and said, hey, we've created the Xbox Rock, and it's going to cost like $4,000, and people would still cheer for it.
The Xbox Rock,
even then,
I want that. I want that. Well, I don't
care
how much it costs.
All the scalpers have already got it.
Anyway.
Those bastards.
But that's the thing. I think the lack of a live crowd really does kill events like this, and yeah, that's why I don't think I enjoyed it as much this year. Same like last year. I just didn't. Without a crowd, you just don't feel that excitement.
No, I feel you. I agree 100% on that one. As for me, I'm in the same position as you. I wasn't really feeling this. There was some great announcements, but for the most part, I wasn't really happy with this. At the same time, I've also expressed my interest or my disinterest with E3 and them being like a bazillion other different gaming events that just stole the thunder of E3. Mind you, there were some great announcements as well. I wasn't really feeling E3 this year. Wasn't feeling it. All right, well, since we talked about that, I'm going to start with the disappointments of E3, and I'm going to go first. As I just mentioned, I was not feeling it, and this just because, as Carl mentioned and Sean mentioned, there were a lot of events that simply could have been just YouTube blast or an email blast or announcement on Twitter. I mean, Capcom was garbage.
Yep.
We're working on content for Resident Evil Village. Well, you need a show to tell us that shit. Oh,
yeah. How do you even?
Resident Evil Reverse is coming back. Well, who cares? We don't care about that game. Nobody cares about that game. No, sorry, Carl. No announcement.
Capcom Cup's still a thing, and no one cares.
No announcement of Resident Evil 4 remaster. That's why I said sorry, Carl. We know all about you and your disdain for that game. There was no announcement of that. There was pretty much nothing worthwhile there. Square Enix was just as bad. We got a really crappy game demo. Chaos, piece of shit. Chaos. Nothing about a new Tomb Raider. No Final Fantasy 16.
Oh no! You got 2 seconds in a highlight reel at the end of the show. A whole 2 seconds.
Wow, that was worth our time. They didn't show anything worthwhile.
I would
Gearbox.
disagree. I like the Guardians.
Guardians. All right, we got.
Guardians was like the only thing that Square Enix put out there that actually looked half as decent.
I'm not.
Interesting.
I really enjoy Guardians.
And even then, it's like, okay, it's like giving a hungry man a biscuit. It's like, oh my god, this is the greatest biscuit I've ever had because I haven't eaten in 12 years.
I will give you that, Sean.
I'll give you
I
the
also
biscuit.
did like. I also did like Guardians. I think you said you already pre-ordered it. Did you not say that? Or was it somebody else? Somebody
That
else.
was Kyle.
Okay, Carl already pre-ordered it. I liked it. I loved it because I mean, it's the game that maybe Avengers should have been. I mean, but at the same time, I also said I really enjoyed the Black Panther trailer because that track was banging. That was a nice track.
Mhm.
Other than that, I didn't care about it. Yeah, I was disappointed with them. We also had God, there was so many disappointments. Gearbox, you didn't need to have a show. Why were you there? What did you do? See?
They pimped the Borderlands movie. That's what they did.
There was no reason for them to be
That's
there.
all it was pimping the Borderlands movie.
Yeah.
That was it.
At least Capcom showed off a little bit of Monster Hunter Stories, and they showed off too much of the Ace Attorney. But like Gearbox was an absolute total waste of time. Like the fact that you show the same trailer that you've shown at 2 other events already. Like really? Oh god.
Babylon's Fall. That Square Enix was a disappointment. And I was looking forward to that. Huge disappointment. Huge disappointment. Like, what the hell happened to this game? And now it's a live service game. Nope. Done. You've already shown us how bad you are with this. Avengers? No. No. I don't want any more live games. No. I'm done. No. No more. I'm sorry. Did I mention no more? I was disappointed at that. But to basically wrap it up everything, you know, there were some really bad shows. How about that? There were some really bad shows, and the ones I just mentioned were the worst of the worst. Carl, back to you.
Hey, you pretty much covered the same things I would have brought up, man.
All right.
Capcom was an absolute shit show. Friggin' Square Enix, yeah, they had Guardians. I actually got pretty excited for that, mainly because, again, comic book nerd. You know, big fan of Guardians of the Galaxy and everything, and I like the look of it and everything else. But a lot of the stuff, again, it was like, I don't know, it just, Gearbox didn't need to do anything.
They didn't need to be there. They didn't. I'm sorry.
Right,
they did not
didn't
need to be there at all.
No, not at all. No. It's like, okay, cool, I want to see the Borderlands movie. I'm a big fan of the Borderlands games. However, during that entire presentation where they were showing sweet fuck all about everything, they couldn't even allow us a peek at one of the actors who was on stage or who was on set actually dressed as Tiny Tina. They blurted out and replaced it with the character sprite from the game. I'm like, you can't just, like, a little preview? A little preview. That's all I'm asking. A little preview.
That's the whole point of being there.
Would you say that Gearbox had perhaps the worst E3 show ever? Ever?
Maybe not ever. Maybe not ever, but it's up there.
Koch Media was pretty bad too.
Yeah, Koch Media wasn't all that great.
Yeah, that was bad too.
Yeah.
That was so bad, I put that in my mind. So thanks for reminding me of that.
But it was like, yeah, I just really sort of thought it was just bad in general. Like, even Xbox, for everything that they showed, like, oh my god, I love Forza. Like, that is great. We'll probably get that in a minute as well. But again, they didn't really show much. Yeah, again, it was a bunch of updates. And I'm sorry, like, as I said to Sean, like, I've done a couple of bits on his podcast. I think we did night 1 or something, Sean, or something like that.
Yeah, y'all did night 1 and 2.
And I said that the idea behind E3 for me is I look at E3 and I set up my game buying calendar for the next 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
This is the stuff that they announce, and I'm like, I want this, and I sit there, I put out a spreadsheet that shows everything. This year, I added maybe 2 games that I didn't already have pre-done from last year. That's it.
Fair enough.
And I'm sorry, but you're a trade show. Your whole gimmick is to sell. Sell to me. Sell to me. I'm a consumer. Sell. 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 No, couldn't even do that right. Some worse than others, obviously.
All right. What about you, Sean?
I guess I'm the one that has a different take on the fact that I had plenty of stuff
Whoa,
to be
whoa,
excited
whoa,
about.
whoa, whoa,
But
sir, you need to go
Yeah.
back and read your script. You have to be on the same page as us. Come on out. Just go ahead.
Well, but okay, like I get what Carl's saying. They didn't show a lot, but that's not the point of these presentations. I don't want 10-minute, 20-minute long demos of games. Do what Nintendo does. Give me a treehouse. Do what they did with Halo multiplayer. Give me a different thing. They got 1,000,000 hours to freaking waste on these E3 channels that they have going on for the whole freaking day on GameSpot and IGN and all that. So fill it with stuff. Like I don't need the presentation itself to go, hey, do all that. Bam, 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 games. That's what I want to see. Let me know what all is coming, which they did. They let you know all this stuff's coming for the entire rest of the year, and they still probably got things to fill it out with that they didn't announce yet. So I mean, as far as Xbox goes and Nintendo goes, they did what they're supposed to do. Nintendo was the only one that had actual surprises. Who knew Advance Wars was coming? Who knew WarioWare was coming?
I didn't
Like
get my
I know
F-Zero.
not
I'm
everybody
still
likes
sad.
those games.
I'm still sad.
Yeah, I'm upset about F-Zero too, man. But like they knocked down a lot. I mean, F-Zero's still there, and there's still a lot of surprise. There's still a lot of franchises that are still dormant. But there was Advance Wars was one of those that like, oh, this is never coming back. And then it comes back, and WarioWare comes back. They brought back another Mario Party, which thank God they added online play from the beginning instead of 2 years later. And I mean, I love the fact that Nintendo went to the well for another port to add in Fatal Frame, which is one of my favorite franchises too. I mean, Ubisoft brought in the Mario Rabbids too, which I'm excited about. I don't give a flap about Avatar. But I mean, and I think Ubisoft got hurt a lot by the fact that that thing leaked like literally hours before their show.
Yeah,
With
they
Nintendo
did.
doing it themselves. But I agree. There was a lot of disappointment.
What's with a lot of these stores and official storefronts leaking games? Because Microsoft did the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm an indie fan too, so I loved almost all the stuff that I saw at the Gorilla and Wholesome, and that's why Kyle and I made that top 5 thing on the site as well because which you can go read on Outerhaven the Outerhaven.net, and had to get my my plug in there. But like seriously, we did reviews for all the days, and except for day 3, which was awful, there was at least something to take out of for most of the days, which I get it. Everybody wants like 1,000,000 talking points at A3, and for that it wasn't great, but I think there was still some stuff to be excited about.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Who had the best show? Carl, putting you on spotlight. Who do you think had the best show? You're muted. Push to talk.
Don't tell the other guys, but I think Nintendo.
Oh shit! I'm telling him now. I'm getting
Fuck,
right
I'm
now.
done.
Let's go right now. He said Nintendo won. Okay, that's fine. That's
Yeah,
it.
done,
That's
but-
it. Wow. Okay, Sean. Wow, that was the shortest
Well,
thing I've
what-
ever
what-
heard you say.
What
I'm just
else do
saying.
you want me to say? You asked me who had the best show at E3. I gave you the answer. It's Nintendo.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead. You're good.
I can elaborate if you like, but
Yeah. Do that, please. Elaborate.
okay. Look,
Elaborate.
Nintendo actually had stuff that they actually brought out. As I try to remember exactly everything.
Did they have F-Zero?
No.
They failed.
Yeah, but okay, you're just wanting friggin'.
I want F-Zero.
You just want an F-Zero. You've been wanting this for ages, my friend.
I know. What the hell? Why are they doing this to me?
And especially since you're
look.
not going to make another Mario Kart for a while, why not?
Yeah, well, who knows with the way that they're going lately. Look, I still try to play the odd game of Smash Brothers. So hearing Kazuya from Tekken is coming into Smash Brothers, and he looks amazing for a bare knuckle fighter.
Yeah.
Very happy with that. Super Monkey Ball looks fun. Believe it or not, I have never actually played a Super Monkey Ball game. So
Me neither. Here's a funny story.
but that actually made me want to grab it. So.
I actually bought Super Monkey Ball a long time ago. I think it's for the GameCube, but I left it in my car, and somebody actually stole my car and took it. So along with my car. So I never played it. I never played it.
But I've never played it myself, but it is definitely something that I'm looking at getting. Super Mario Party All-Stars. Yeah, it might be a rehash of like the Nintendo 64 boards, but hey, more Mario Party. Mario Party is always a big thing over at my house. Like me, my partner, and my housemates, we love getting together and playing games of Mario Party.
How dare you have friends? How dare you? I'm so disappointed in you now. Go ahead.
Believe it or not, I'm not actually excited about Metroid Dread. Not like everybody else.
We're not friends anymore, dude. No.
Hey, but Cruising Blast. Again,
yes.
I love the Cruising USA and Cruising World games. So to get another one of those, I'm down for that.
But no San Francisco Rush. Give me that. That was better than Cruising USA.
True. San Francisco Rush. I definitely take that any day.
Yes.
But then again, that's also going to probably have competition against Forza and Gran Turismo, which those two games are must buy day ones for me, both of them. And I'm not even a real big racing game fan. Keith has converted me to the ways of Forza games.
They're great games. I'm not lying. They're great games. Yeah. Hell yeah, they're great games.
The WarioWare game, get it together. That looks like a lot of fun. Again, it's another party game that would go over really well in my house. Fatal Frame, made in Blackwater. Give me scary games. I like scary games. It's a scary game.
There's a game called Resident Evil 4. Scary. You should check that out.
Beach. I may eventually look into the idea of picking up Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. Mind you, I have to go and read by number 1 and finish it or even play it.
Well,
but the idea was it was again, like I said, the idea of E3 is to sell me on things, to get me wanting to buy games. Nintendo did exactly that.
That's fair. Is it my turn?
If you want it to be.
So this was a hard one for me just because I really enjoyed both of these conferences. But I'm going to say Microsoft had a better one, just barely. I think Nintendo was very up there, just because of Metroid Dread itself and everything they showed. I'm a big fan of Metroid, and seeing Dread just because of the history of Dread, that it was actually in production years ago and then got dropped, was big news to see it coming back. I also got pissed off the fact that, the special edition was announced and all the freaking scalpers bought them on, put them on eBay. So the hell with the scalpers. But as you mentioned, Carl, I'm a big fan of Forza Horizon, and we knew Horizon was coming. We finally got to see it. We got to see a lot of Halo Infinite, more so the multiplayer stuff more than anything else. But if you watched the Xbox extended showcase, which took place a couple days after the E3 one, they showed you a lot more of Halo, which has to be very excited. Seeing the series go back to its roots, really excited for that. We didn't see any gameplay of Redfall, but that game coming from Arcane looked very impressive. I'm looking forward to checking it out as well. Yeah. But I'm going to throw a wrench in here. If you ask me, you know what? I'll save it for the next round. Next round. Give me the next round. Yeah, so Microsoft won that for me. Barely. They still had a great showcase. Definitely had a great showcase. The only thing that would have pushed Nintendo over the edge is a new F-Zero game. Well, I'm just kidding. If they announced something else that was coming out this year outside of Metroid Dread, we already know there's what the Mario Golf coming out. If it's already isn't out, I'm not sure. And there's another game I can't remember.
25th of June, Keith.
What's that?
It comes out this week.
Yeah, comes out this week.
Okay.
Same day as Scarlet Nexus.
Well, that's gonna be interesting, isn't it? Oh boy, yeah. I mean, Nintendo and the Breath of the Wild too. I didn't finish the first one, but I'm excited to see that the series is continuing. And also, if you watch the actual trailer of that, what the hell is going on with Link's arm? It's like there's a lot of stuff they tossed in that trailer for you to look at. His arm looks all, I don't want to say corrupted or something. So that's interesting that they got that going on there. But yeah, because of Forza Horizon, that was easily my favorite show of the event. Other than that, Microsoft has a lot of stuff coming out, but next year. Most of their stuff was 2022, so at least people can say they can stop this whole they don't have any game stuff because the games are coming. It's just they're not there yet. We'll have to wait till next year to see. I'm going to switch up again. What was your single most reveal or update at E3 2021? And for me, Carl, you should know the answer for me. Let's see if you can pick it out for me. What do you think it was for me?
It's probably the same as mine, which was Forza Horizon.
Nope, it was not.
No.
It was not.
What, Metroid?
Nope.
Oh, Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. We got all that shit on Elden Ring. We got all that information on Elden Ring. And I was so freaking happy. We got to see some gameplay. We know about the mount. I wrote about the references that we all saw. There's like a shit ton of references to Dark Souls in there. There's a lot of them for Berserk in there. The game is coming out January 2022 if it doesn't get pushed back. The story is done. We know how it connects somewhat to Dark Souls. I can't wait for that game. I cannot wait for that game, which is why I'm going to start playing some more Dark Souls. I think my plan is to play through Dark Souls 3, then Dark Souls 1, then take Dark Souls 2 and burn it in the fires of hell because I've never touched that game ever again. And playing the rest of the Souls-like games. So Neo 2, The Surge, just play them all, just stream them all again because why not? But yeah, Elden Ring, we got Dark Souls and Demon Souls and From Software players are going to be eating well when this game comes out. Yes, Elden Ring, please. What about you, Sean? What was your favorite announcement of E3? Gotta think about that for a second.
Yeah, I do. I think from a surprise perspective, for me, like knowing that Advance Wars is coming back was absolutely like really awesome. And that was like a great thing for Nintendo to just kind of pull out of their hat there. And they kept it quiet too. Nobody had a scoop on it or leaked it or whatever. So I think I enjoyed that as well.
Fair enough. What about you, Carl?
Yeah.
You don't have one? You don't have a favorite? What was your favorite game reveal or update at E3?
I believe I said Forza, which was a shock.
No, I was just trying to see if you were trying to guess what I wanted. Wow, okay.
No. Well, seeing that game in motion with the people moving around, the open world gameplay, challenge anybody for anything, anywhere, the terrain, the way the graphics, like the light movements with the ray tracing, and like seeing the wheel ruts left in the sand and the dirt, and the way that the bushes and everything were drawn, and everything, like having to stop and go, did they just like record video and insert CGI cars in?
Yeah.
This,
oh my god, that looked amazing.
Like
that they just sat there on the dirt or whatever, and then all of a sudden the cars would come in. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, exactly. Like that really sort of made me go, wow. And it makes me glad that I have my Xbox Series X hooked up to a 4K television.
This is a testament to how good Playground Games has become over the years. They've always, every game, they showed that they have the know-how to impress. And I would say they're on par or surpasses what we're looking for, Polyphony Digital for PlayStation.
Gran Turismo.
Yep. Yeah, I would say that they surpassed them in so many different
Do
ways.
they surpass their own
Competition?
brethren?
I wouldn't call them brethren, but yeah, they definitely surpassed them. They definitely surpassed them.
Well, they're on Xbox Studios now, so.
I mean, they're still does Xbox own Playground Games yet? It might have. I don't remember. I don't remember. But yeah, they're definitely up there. Yeah, I mean, I would go as far as to say that if people would consider Insomniac as perhaps PlayStation's biggest or best production studio, and I know some people probably argue and say it's not them, it's probably Santa Monica. Playground Games is Xbox's right now until the coalition shows something. That's just me.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like they've gone beyond even what do they call it? They're not Bungie Studios anymore. They're what are they? 616?
343. 343.
343. I like Halo multiplayer was another one of mine too. That the fact that it looks so good, it made me want to go play that. Like right now, like you know.
If you have not seen the extended Xbox showcase, go watch it. They showed a lot of Halo stuff. If you were a fan of Halo and you were disappointed in 5, everything they've showed so far has been, this is going to be a return of Halo, which bothers me, which really pisses me off, because here they are about to shove this stuff down our throats last year and then go, oh, hey, by the way, yeah, we're going to delay this game. So what were you giving us last year?
Well, they were trying to give you weren't they trying to change that game into something that was like almost games of service-y, or they wanted to really change how Halo was?
They
and it
kept
had a different
saying
engine and everything.
the different engine, the Slipstream engine, and a bunch of other different stuff. But then they delayed it because of a lot of complaints and feedback. And now it's like, we're doing a complete overhaul of the game. And it's like, okay, you're showing us all this stuff is great now, but flip the script here. What would have happened if you released this game last year, like you were going to? I mean, what we would have seen? I don't know, man. I'm glad they're taking their time now, but they should have did this originally. They shouldn't have tried to release this game last year. So I'm puzzled. I'm confused as to the progression that's happened since then to now, and making us all happy. And I feel like a lot of fans of Halo are like, okay, this is great, we forgive you. And I'm like, all right, this is great stuff, but I haven't forgot what you tried to pull over us last year.
Well, sometimes it takes doing that and messing up for somebody to go, oh, hey, you might want to not put this out.
Yeah, exactly. I would have rather them, and I guess a lot of people are like, we don't want to be cyberpunked, because we all know what happened with that game. I would rather any company, developer, publisher just delay the hell out of their games. If it ain't ready, just delay it. Please just delay it. Just delay it. You don't want that. You don't want to ruin your goodwill. You don't want to ruin your fans. You don't want to ruin your company. Perception is a mofo. And, CD Projekt Red is never going to get that what's what we're looking for? People aren't going to look at the company the same way that they used to with rose tinted glasses. And right now, that's not the kind of PR exposure that Microsoft wants. So I'm glad to see they're doing what they're doing with Halo. I'm excited to see what's happening with it now. But again, I haven't forgotten what you guys tried to do to the game, to the series last year. I'm looking forward to Halo Infinite. I was happy to see all the stuff they announced and all the stuff they showed. But it's also part of me is like, Keith, they did try and do this to you last year, so just keep that in the back of your head. Never forgive.
Never forgive.
Forgive, but never forget.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool. Anyone else got anything else? I got one question that's gonna really make you guys think. So, You guys done? You done with your games? Done with your best shows, all the fun stuff? You good? You got that out of your system? Yes or no?
Oh, I just want to. I want a quick question.
Go ahead.
The Zelda Game and Watch. After the success of the Mario one, we're now getting a Zelda one. Do you see this becoming the new trend for Nintendo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? Because guys, people out there, guys, gals, everybody, whatever, don't take this the wrong way. But I'm just letting you know from the trends I've seen. Okay, this is not to be ignorant. Nintendo fans are stupid, and I'm only saying that because they will release something like this that is you'll play it for a couple of days, and then you'll stop. They did this with the Mario Watch, with the Watch and Play, whatever it's called. And people were like, this is the great thing ever. And they got it. And they're like, all right, I'm done with this. Now they're coming out with another one. And they'll come out with another one. And they'll come out with another one. And you'll still buy it.
It's more of a collector's thing than necessarily like, oh, I'm going to play the games off there.
But that's the whole thing. You buy it to enjoy it. Eventually they become a collector's pieces, yes. But you play it, you get it to play it. You get it to enjoy it. Then eventually it becomes a collector's piece.
People get Amiibo just to stare at them.
That wasn't the original goal. I brought some Amiibos to look at them, yeah, but I also bought them to use them in game. That's part of the reason I had them. But now that people can just clone them, it's like, what's the point? I'm glad that's the thing. And again, like I said, it's not to say Nintendo fans are stupid, because I'm a fan of Nintendo as well. It's not to say that you're stupid. It's just you guys fall into the same trend over and over. Like, look what they did with the NES Classic, and then in the Super NES Classic. You guys, and me too, were like, we gotta get it. And you were all expecting Nintendo to go, okay, here's an N64 Classic, and then a GameCube Classic, and then Nintendo went, no, buy this shit on the Switch now. And you're like, all right, cool, that's cool. Oh, that's cool, I'll do that. And then they went, oh, by the way, go say again.
Don't wanna. And
then they were like, oh, by the way, now we're not going to give you these games every month. You'll wait until we give them to you.
Meanwhile, we'll keep putting games on there that you don't really necessarily care about, but sure.
And in the background, we got these people. What about Mother? And Nintendo's like, what about Mother? Can we get it? What?
No.
Nope.
Can we get this game?
Nope.
What game? Mother. Here's games you don't want. Come on, guys. This is Nintendo. They're going to keep doing their thing. And they're going to keep getting the stuff that you may want, but more likely you won't want for a long time. Sorry. I love them for what they do. I love them for the games they give me throughout the years and the experiences and Mario and Metroid and F-Zero. But this is Nintendo, And the F-Zero thing is a running joke for me because I've given up. I've already given up.
Yeah.
I know we're not going to do the F-Zero. Every generation they come out and go, we're going to do an F-Zero. We can do the F-Zero, but they never do it. I was like, whatever. It's just like Bandai Namco. My dreams of possibly seeing another Ridge Racer. We never see another Ridge Racer.
Or Capcom and my dreams of a remastered Dino Crisis.
We're never going to see those games ever again. All right.
No.
That said,
but one last game I wanted to discuss quickly.
Go ahead.
What was it? Arc Systems or Arc Studios Redfall.
Yep, with
the vampire hunting thing that sort of seems like it's a mix of Left 4 Dead with vampires, which looks pretty freaking cool.
It does. It really does. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Like for something that we only got pretty much a promotional trailer for it. That had me hyped because given the way that vampires can move, teleport, infect other human beings and everything else, and they take very specific ways to be killed, I can see Redfall being a really good competitive 4-player shooter. Probably the only thing that might topple it will be Back 4 Blood, which is another game that's looking extremely well done as well. I think this is the year of the return of the 4-player co-op shooter. as everybody doubts me.
I was not going to doubt you. It's just there's just so many games.
There's a lot of them now.
Yeah, we're approaching critical mass like with the battle royale games where we're all going to do the same type of game now and throw them in an arena and fight and see which one comes out on top. Not doubting you. I think it's great for the players as long as they're not bad games. At the same time, as long as they offer something different. If they all offer the same kind of gameplay, it's going to be kind of a problem. They also announced World War Z was Aftermath, an expansion for it, and that game's a great game too. But again, it's 4 people versus hordes of zombies and whatnot. It's not a 4-on-4, but
hey, look, it could be worse. It could have been, Elder Scrolls Skyrim getting on something else again.
Oh no! Is there anything that thing is? Wait.
It's not on the Xbox fridge.
Oh no! Well, because it doesn't have OS, so there's that. But don't even talk about the fridge. I don't want to think about the fridge. Stop. No. That shit's gonna get sold out so fast.
That's only because you don't want to have to fight the scalpers for it.
You know what?
Oops! I pushed the button. I pushed the button.
The scalpers are really. If I had a chance to punch a scalper in the face, I would do it with no hesitation. I don't care how big they are. You guys are scum. You guys are complete and utter scum. We're doing it to feed our families. Fuck you. You're trying to take advantage of everybody else who wants these things. I hate you guys. You buy stuff for no reason. You buy Metroid Dread. You bought all of them. No human had a chance to get them because you all bought them. Some people got them, but for the most part, scalpers got them. And you people have the ignorance, the gall to put that shit on eBay for 2 to 3 times the asking price. You put a $30 amiibo up there for $100. What?
People
the problem is you have a company like Nintendo who will only do a certain amount of prints and go, we're done. And it's done. What you do is if you know the scalpers are doing this and you see the demand out there, you make more. The scalpers aren't going to buy everything, but you don't do that. So the scalpers end up winning. Your stuff may or may not sell. And then you got the double-edged sword thing. You got, okay, well, we put out these special editions and they didn't sell as well as we wanted to. Or, hey, we didn't make enough. We need to make more.
It's Nintendo with their limited scarcity.
Like I tried everywhere to get one. I actually had a chance to put it in my cart, and then as I put it in the cart to pay, it was gone. Because we got websites, outlets that don't think about this. There was only one website that did this, and I don't remember who it was. If I put something to my cart, it holds it for me for 5 minutes. It's locked in for me. So if I'm trying to put my credit card information in there or whatnot, I have a chance to do it versus, oh my God, I got to put my credit card in because if I don't hurry up, I'm going to lose it. In fact, I will give GameStop kudos. Going off track here, but I will give GameStop kudos for what they did this past day. They set up a program. If you were a member of the GameStop Rewards, Power Up Rewards Pro, they gave you early access to pick up a PlayStation 5. They were bundles, but PlayStation 5s. And they did a cutoff date. So if you signed up to be a pro after a certain date, you couldn't participate. I ended up buying 2 PlayStation 5s. But I already have a PlayStation 5. I bought the PlayStation 5s to help other people who could not get them otherwise. I lost money on that. I don't care. Those PlayStation 5s are reserved. And I sold them for the market value. Kyle from the Outerhaven picked up one. And my cousin, or not my cousin, but my cousin's cousin, has the other one. He's been trying to get a PlayStation 5 before he got deployed. So now he has one. I lost $300 on that shit. I don't care. I mean, I do care, but I don't care. Because that way, people who wanted them, who were going to play them, actually got them. Not these rotten scalpers. This is all your fault, Carl, for making me talk about scalpers. I hate you guys. I hate scalpers. I hate you. I hate you. You guys have
I knew it was
you have no reason to doing what you're doing. And the downside to this is a lot more people are getting to the idea or realizing that, you know what, I don't have to buy your stuff. And your shit just sits there. And it does nothing. And the only thing you have to do now is eventually keep lowering the price to see if somebody buys it. It's terrible. You're ruining the market. And I'm tired of these people saying, well, they're just toys. They're doing it with consoles. They're doing it with GPUs. They're doing it with special editions. They're doing it with pretty much everything they can get their hands on.
Yeah, everything. Even like actual children's toys.
Yeah, Pokemon cards, toys. Yep. They're doing everything. Yeah. So it's
the
not
fact
that
a store
like
has to stop selling Pokemon cards because people are. It's insane to me. Like,
yeah. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. There's no reason for scalpers to be doing what they're doing, but they're doing it because they know they can. And there's nothing to stop them from doing it. You know what I've been doing? I've been going on eBay all those Metroid Prime Dread special editions and reporting them. If it doesn't say pre-selling them, I've been reporting them because that's against eBay terms of service. Call me a dick. I don't care. Screw you guys. Anyway.
Yeah, dick.
I am a dick and I don't care. Anyway, again, back on track here. Thanks, Carl. So E3 is over. Did you miss Sony? Did Sony miss E3? What do you think about that?
I think we missed Sony. I don't know about Sony.
I lost you. Say again.
We missed Sony. I don't know about Sony missing E3 because there really felt like a void of. Oh, that's right. Sony is not presenting anything.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
yeah, pretty much. But then again, Sony had come out and said, "Look, we don't have anything right now to put out. That's why we're not bothering with E3. But we'll do something later on in the year when we do have something to report." Which is better than what half of these companies did at E3, which was we've got nothing to report, but we're still going to put something on anyway.
I feel like they were either. I feel like there's either ESA asked them to, or they're being nice to the ESA since they have to, they're partnered with them or whatever.
I didn't miss Sony whatsoever. I mean, again, they had nothing to show. So yeah, better not be there. I mean, at least they had the right idea. We have nothing to show. We need to be there. We're not going to waste your time, get you excited. Enjoy. You know, we got these games coming out already. We've already talked about these games several times. Just wait for them to come out and have a nice day. You know, better than some companies. Gearbox, Capcom, square-enix. Yeah.
Can you tell he's salty?
I'm not salty. I just if you have people that are coming to your events and they want to see what you're talking about, see your games and your announcements, at the very least, if you know there's nothing to show or you know there's nothing that is going to interest people, don't waste their time. It's that simple. I mean, hell, Devolver Digital did an amazing show. Even though so many games that we already knew about, they still came out and did an amazing show. They had a fantastic, hilarious skit that they do every year, and this one was awesome. And again, I learned some new words that I use almost every day now, like
unfuckable.
Unfuckable. What?
Unfuckable.
I love that word. I love it. And yeah, we just lost our rating, but that's fine. I love that word. Love it. Right out the gate. And then they were like, curse. Like, wow. But it was great stuff. And, you know, great presentation. They announced the Devolver Digital, was it Max Pass Plus? They actually sold something.
Yeah.
They actually sold something. They actually sold something.
Yeah,
so one thing,
except it wasn't anything but like one VHS tape that they put up for $1,000.
I wonder what's on that tape.
Well, somebody bought that jacket too.
I wonder what's on that tape. I really do. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that for Sony missing this was PlayStation skipping out was a bad thing. I think it was great. It was worthwhile for them. Nothing was there, and they didn't need to be there, and they weren't there. Good call. Thank you. Will they ever come back?
I don't think so.
I don't think they need to.
They might not need to, but it could be at some point that they want to.
I mean, technically, Microsoft needs to be
the
there.
Time and the notoriety. Like, yeah, Microsoft.
They could do the EA Play thing of being there but not being there.
I mean,
but yeah. I don't see them being there again.
And again, they don't need to be there. I mean, Microsoft has their own shows that they've been doing. It just so happens that they wanted to be E3 because they were hyping it up. PlayStation knows they can do their direct style thing and drum up tons of hype. I just think that, Microsoft has traditionally been an E3. This is not the first time that Sony has not been in E3.
That's true.
I think they're done.
Right.
I think they're never coming back. They don't need to. They're done. I'm gonna say that this will probably be the last time we see Microsoft at E3. They don't
Well,
need to be there.
Microsoft has their own. They do more of the EA Play thing where
Yeah.
they have their own theater and we're here, but we're not here.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be there again. I think this is their last one, and that's fine. That's great for them. Whatever, it's cool. But yeah, I just want to see what you guys thought about PlayStation skipping out. I don't. Yeah, nobody's gonna miss them.
There's heavy rumors that Sony's about to announce a PlayStation Experience at any moment.
Yeah,
So-
I saw that as well. And chances are, I mean, they don't need to do it right now. Again, unless they're hiding something or haven't announced anything, they've already told us about the big stuff that's coming out. There's no reason for them to have an event right now. What do they got? They got the PlayStation VR that they're working on. They've got Horizon Forbidden West, which got delayed till next year. What else they got? That's it, right?
Are you already declaring that? Because that has not been officially done, but I agree with you. I think it is going to wind up. I think Horizon is going to wind up being delayed officially to next year.
I mean, they kept saying, so there were several games coming out. I could have swore that they said that got delayed or something got delayed.
They don't have a release date for it yet because they're not sure. Is what it was.
They're saying they're not sure. I would delay it. I would simply delay it. Delay it. Just delay it.
I wouldn't even be surprised if Halo gets, at least the campaign gets delayed and they just release the multiplayer.
Halo can't afford
this
to.
Year.
I mean, they can't afford to. Halo cannot afford to, which is why Microsoft has the coalition also working on this game. They cannot afford it. They can't. If they delay Halo again, it would be shooting themselves right in the foot, and they know.
Then why not have?
This
then why
year,
not announce the release date then?
You might see that soon. You've got Horizon and you've got Halo. I mean, those are your two big games for 2021. And like I said, I want to see games delayed for as long as they need to be delayed. But this game is the exception. This has to come out. There's no point in showing people all this stuff, getting all the people excited for this game and go, oh, by the way, we delayed it another year again. It won't be good for them.
I don't think they would delay it for another year. I think, if anything, it'd be a couple of months.
Oh, that's right.
If they,
go ahead.
Yeah. Like if they got to the point where they get to November, say, and they'd be like, do you think it's going to be ready? No. Do we want to just delay it to like February, March? I could see that.
I think that would be disastrous for them. That's just me. The other game that got delayed for PlayStation was the next God of War because we can't call it Ragnarok. So
yeah.
Whatever the hell that game is.
That's funny to find out that they didn't officially ever call it Ragnarok and they just took a fan-made art thing and put it up there.
Yeah. And then we got people saying, we shouldn't call it Ragnarok because we don't know the actual name of it. And we don't know the actual name of it. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. I know you've got to bounce soon, Carl. So I've got one more question and then we will wrap up this show. Ready? I want to talk about this for a minute. Cross-generation games. We've seen Microsoft. I think Microsoft was the one that was like, we were going to do cross-generation games. I think there were a couple games from the show, I may be wrong, that were just Xbox Series X. Or did I miss that? I'm trying to remember.
There was a lot of them that were Xbox Series
Which
X
one was
only.
it, Sean? My audio cut out for a second.
Well, Starfield's supposed to be.
Yeah, Starfield.
There was some like third-party stuff that's only Xbox
Say again,
Series
you
X.
lost your audio cut out on it for me.
Redfall is Xbox Series X only.
So Halo is still coming out for all platforms. I know that one. Forza is still coming out
Yeah.
for all platforms. I don't know how they're going to do Forza on
Yeah.
Xbox One, and that's going to be interesting to see.
They said the cloud.
Remember that last game that supposed to utilize the cloud didn't do a good job? What was that game again? What was that game?
I
God,
don't remember.
God, with Terry Crews. What was that game?
Crackdown.
Oh, the Crackdown.
Crackdown.
To be fair, that was when xCloud was like in its infancy. So,
No, that was when
but
they
the, I want.
yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, I really want to. Supposedly, there's rumors that they're gonna add the Series X blades or whatever on at the end of July.
Yeah, they're supposed to
So I
have done
really
that.
want to see what that's like when that gets added, because they have improved it. It seems to be working better now than it was, months ago.
Oh yeah, Project X-Cloud is
but
awesome, but Crackdown wasn't using Project X-Cloud. They were just using the processing power. I mean,
yeah,
Project X-Cloud is awesome. I'm still playing it. I really enjoy using it on my iPad, even though it's not the way it is on a Windows tablet or Windows PC. But it works
Right.
well enough. But we'll have to wait and see. Carl, what you guys say about that, buddy? What is your reply to that?
Nothing much, really.
Nothing much, really?
Look, if they want to do cross-generation games using xCloud, hey, it's a great experiment. Hope it works out for them. It seems that Microsoft's idea is we want you playing games no matter where you are.
Yeah, and I like that approach.
They want you playing on your mobile phone. They want you playing on your tablet. They want you playing on PC. They want you playing on Xbox. Basically, anywhere that you can play or get like Microsoft xCloud or the streaming service or something, they want you playing on it. Hell, they're getting to the point where they're trying to work deals to put this type of system on just TVs, like an app on the television.
Yeah, Fire Stick TV thing.
You don't even need a PC or an Xbox to play Microsoft games anymore.
That's gonna be awesome.
Just
That's gonna be great.
With your TV.
Yeah, she said, "Hey, here's the dongle. Plug into your TV. Boom, done."
Good on you. Good on you. Try and do what you can to make that that thing a reality, because hell, all it does is widen your market share and give you more chances for more people to be playing games without having to fork out extra money.
And I will say, because there's a big conversation regarding that one. It's that approach is never going to remove traditional consoles, just because you still have to get past the latency.
It's just going to give extra options for those who want to try it.
Yep, that's all it is, and that's great. Hey, I'm going out of town for a couple of days. I don't feel like taking my Xbox. Take it
versatility. Exactly. That's what I love about it, is that I can be anywhere and play an Xbox game.
Yeah, and that's what's going to be like for me. Like, I've got my wedding coming up in just under 2 months now. When we go away on our little honeymoon, I was thinking about taking the PlayStation with me, just because that way I have a DVD player and a game player and all that type of stuff for the evenings when we're not really going to be going out or doing stuff. If I didn't need to bring the console, I wouldn't bother. If I could just bring the controller and hook it up to the TV and go, hey, I'm playing games. Or, I can access everything like I would for my Xbox through a single Android app on an Android television, just using my controller. I'm down.
That's why
I'd happily give it a try.
That's why xCloud is so freaking amazing, dude. It's.
I just hope they bring it to Australia.
There's so many times where I would just take my stuff with me and just leave with my tablet and just go, all right, I'll be in the car playing games. Go do your thing, whatever. It's so good. Yeah, Microsoft is on the right track.
I mean, to be fair, Sony's doing it too. They're adding PS4 games. They're adding games that have been on PS5 to PS4. So like, their understanding of the fact too, and I think this is fine with his chip shortage and all that stuff. Of
PlayStation, yeah, we don't do backwards compatibility. We're going to bring all our PS5 games to PS4.
Yeah, I mean, there's rumors of Demon's Souls. There's rumors of
that got shot down.
What was another game?
That Demon's Souls got shot down. It did.
Keith just wants more Bloodborne.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't want more Bloodborne? You're a fool if you don't want more Bloodborne. I mean, come on now. Well, Bloodborne is good, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Sony's thing is kind of backwards. I don't care. At the end of the day, I don't really care. I mean, say what you want, and then backstep. Walk it back, whatever. It's fine. End of the day, if more people can play these games, then so be it. I'm still a little sad about that because, again, okay, let me change my wording. Not upset, but I did go buy the PlayStation 5 because you promised me this, and this. And then you go back and go, oh, but hey, by the way, you still can get this, and this on your PlayStation 4. Probably not the same quality. Probably not the same frame rate. Probably not all the bells and whistles, but hey, it'll be there. But that
as opposed to Microsoft, who said, "Look, if you buy our new console,
you get it from the get-go.
You get it from the get-go. You don't have to worry about having to piss fart around with extra like downloads or switching versions via a menu. If you buy an Xbox One game or an Xbox, you're basically buying an Xbox game." And we give you all the update. We give you all the updates for free via smart content delivery.
Microsoft, PlayStation realizing that there's not enough PlayStation 5s to go around, and they really want to sell their games. So,
yeah,
we're doing this.
So does Xbox.
Xbox set out from the beginning
as well because they know
they did it from the beginning. That was their plan 3-4 years ago. We're doing this. If you buy it, not all games, obviously, but the whole backwards compatibility thing was in place. The whole play anywhere was in place.
I wonder if.
But you don't see two versions of the games in the shops, do you?
No.
Like unlike PlayStation, where you see a lot of games that have a PS4 version and a PS5 version sitting on the same shelf in like your local Walmart or whatever.
I mean, you do for Xbox.
Whereas Xbox, it's Xbox game. It's Xbox branding. They just happen to have a little sticker that says, if you get this, you can play it it becomes enhanced on the Xbox Series S or X via smart content delivery. You don't have to go out and buy a whole second game.
No, I agree. Xbox had it. Like I said, they had their plan in place. Sean, what are you going to say?
Like, I wonder if the Series S was selling well. Like, you didn't see it in every freaking store just sitting there. And they obviously know people want the Series X and that it's not available as much as they want. But I wonder if the Series S was selling well enough if they would still put Starfield and some of these other Series X exclusive games on the Xbox One. Like, I wonder if they bother that. I think obviously it's because they promised till 2022, we got you, Xbox One people. But I wonder if they're going to keep doing that beyond this year or not.
Oh, they will. They will with the chip with the chip shortage and everything. They're going to be forced to. If they abandon the Xbox One after 2022, just saying, oh well, bad luck, go buy an Xbox Series X. Oh wait, no, you can't.
No, you can't buy one.
They're going to shoot themselves in the foot. So they're going to have to extend that.
Yeah,
to at least 2025, if not longer.
Everybody is in a very unique situation with the chip shortages. This is something that nobody foreseen happening, and everybody's just doing the best they can. The only reason Microsoft is ahead of the game because they started this process years ago, and it just so happens that it coincides with the chip shortage. And they're like, oh well, we had this in place. We're doing good already. PlayStation is the one playing catch up, going, oh crap. We're not going to abandon our loyal PlayStation 4 owners that we were originally going to abandon. But now, because people can't buy these consoles either because of chip shortage or scalpers, we're not doing that now because it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense now, but it made sense then.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, plus, it helps Microsoft look good, be able to say, oh, yeah, we'll keep supporting the old console through however we can to get you to.
Exactly. I'm not going to say that, Microsoft is the hero here because they did a lot of bad stuff. But as far as foresight, again, they say an animal is most dangerous when they're cornered. They were definitely cornered. They lost last generation. They were doing so good. And then, wait, no, I can't say that. The 360 PlayStation 3 era, they were spanking the PlayStation 3. Then towards the end, PlayStation 3 overtook it. PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PlayStation 4 was like, bye, see you later. We own this shit. And now we're here. But we've seen the fruits of Microsoft the last 2 or 3 years from the Xbox One era. Microsoft realizes that we had to do things. We got Xbox Game Pass, probably one of the best deals of gaming ever. Some people argue against that, but they're showing, and developers are showing that it's been profitable for them. Who was it recently said we had people come play the game beginning, then left, they came back because of Game Pass. I mean, it speaks volumes.
Look at all those the Bethesda MMOs that have gotten popular now because of Game Pass.
Yeah, look at all the. I mean, just look at all the Bethesda games in period. I mean, like, here you go. Enjoy. I mean, you're eating good tonight. And it's not to say that, PlayStation can't do the same thing. But again, it's the foresight, and they didn't have it because they were winning. And it happens when you're winning sometimes. You're like, we don't need to do anything.
But that's the thing. Sony could have the foresight if the guy that was the head of the department didn't jump to Xbox.
Say again.
Sony would have had the insight, the idea. They could have had Game Pass. They could have had all this, the cloud gaming and all the forward thinking, if the guy that was behind it all didn't jump to Microsoft.
Yeah, that, and also, they had PlayStation now, and they were like, this is good enough.
Yeah, but the thing is that the same guy behind
but
PlayStation
they don't need
now,
to, though. People are buying their $70 games.
Yeah, but that was the thing. It's like you had PlayStation Now, which could have been the Xbox Game Pass for PlayStation. The guy behind that is actually the guy who went to Microsoft and said, I want to do this. I want to bring a content delivery system with a subscription fee to your console. And I can guarantee you, if you back it properly, back it the way I want you to back it, it's going to make you a mint. Well, Sony turned around and went, no, we want to keep doing it the old-fashioned way because we're still stuck in the mud. Microsoft went, sure, let's do it. Look at what's happened.
Yes, it's that whole Super Nintendo PlayStation thing. I had a specific name for it in my head, and paradox. It's like, hey, if you had done this, things would have been different. And I was like, if you had done this, things would have been different, but you didn't want to do it. And we do know how the older generation of Japanese companies don't like changing things. Not just PlayStation, also fighting games. Matt and I talk about it all the time with the netcode and rollback netcode, and so a lot of these companies just don't want to implement it because they're like, nope, this is better. This is not better than this. And like, are you serious? This is terrible netcode. What are you doing? But yeah. Microsoft.
But I feel like if Sony wanted to do it, they would be doing it with PlayStation Now right now, and they don't.
And
like,
you thought
PlayStation Now just comes out,
that's
and
the
it's
thing.
like
That's what I was pointing out there, Sean. Was that they were given the opportunity. The guy came to them and said, "I want to build the service, which eventually has become Xbox Game Pass with PlayStation Now." And when he pitched it, they're like, "Okay, cool. We'll try it with this, and this." When it didn't work out, instead of going, okay, let's redevelop it, let's reformat it, let's throw full proper support behind it, they went, people still buy our games anyway, so we won't bother with it. We PlayStation Plus will do. And then the guy turns around and goes, okay, I'm going to go to your competition and pitch the exact same idea. And when they put the full force of backing behind it, it's taken off like a rocket ship to Mars. It's like he said, it's the difference between management styles and who's willing to listen to ideas that makes all the difference. Sony didn't listen. Sony hasn't listened for a long time. They don't listen to what people want.
They turn around and was like, we're going to copy some of the things Xbox Game Pass. We're going to make these games downloadable. And then that's the only thing they did. And then they stopped.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
what are you doing? You keep going. Why are you stopping? No, we're not going to put
There's
these
still
games
a
on
large
here.
part of that catalog that's stream only.
Yeah. You could bring PlayStation 5 games to that. A fast fix for PlayStation Now. Put PlayStation 5 games on PlayStation Now and leave them there. Don't put them on there for limited time. Put them on there and leave them on there for months on end. Nope, we don't want to do that. Bundle your PlayStation Network with it. Nope, we don't want to do that. You have everything right there to go after the Game Pass. You have the tools. You have the infrastructure in place. Why are you not using it? I don't know.
We
I think
don't
they're
like we
leaving that
don't
for,
like backwards compatibility.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, and it's perfect because the PlayStation 5 can't play PlayStation 1 games or PlayStation 2 games or PlayStation 3 games.
3 or 4.
They can play 4, it just can't do
4,
those.
yeah.
It plays 4, sort of.
Right? And the PlayStation 4 can't play what? PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, I think. And you have PlayStation Now. It's like, what the hell why aren't you not doing this? Are you crazy?
And yet, you know, smart people who are developing things outside of Xbox, and I'm talking like people who sit in their basements or their garages tinkering away with these consoles, they've already found a way for the Xbox Series S, not the X, mind you, the S, to run everything from PS3 era backwards.
Yeah, the Xbox Series S is there's a couple articles out there, is an emulation beast. Yes.
Yeah. And like that was just because Microsoft said, hey, we want you to develop stuff. We want to make this open. And all of a sudden, you know, they've turned it into this emulation beast.
Remember Bleem? Remember that?
Yep.
It
Yeah,
sounds
man,
familiar, doesn't
Bleem.
it?
Back in the day, the old Bleems.
Back in the day, you could play Gran Turismo on your Dreamcast.
You could play it on your PC.
And it was legal.
Yep.
Remember that? Oh man. And then PlayStation was like, no,
but
stop.
that's the thing. But the thing is, when I can get better emulation and better software support for Sony's past, sure, it's through a third party and through a emulation state on an Xbox console instead of a Sony machine. I'm sorry, that's just no. We shouldn't have that. Sony should really be the ones who turn around and go, you know, if you want to play Sony games, play them on a Sony machine. But no, they don't want backwards compatibility. They don't want a system like Game Pass, which could filter them hundreds of thousands of dollars a year with the amazing back catalog that company has. No, we don't like money.
I
Seems
like
to be
money.
what they're saying. It's so unless you're buying a PlayStation 5 at our ultra inflated prices and our games at their new ultra inflated price, we don't want money.
Can I have your money? I could use it.
I have your money.
I mean, they could easily just do it with the catalog they already have. They don't even have to do the Microsoft thing of paying for third parties to be there or other things. It's like just have that availability, and you already do a lot more than you're doing. It's like the way to solve the PS3 thing was put a lot of that stuff on PlayStation Now, and you don't get as much backlash. But you didn't do anything, so
nope.
Yeah.
Therefore, you have guys in their basements and in their garages and their attics creating a system that.
Hey, Transformers!
Transformers are here. You know, creating an emulation system on a competitor's console that does your job better than anything you'll ever produce.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Yeah.
Yes, modders and coders that sit at home, like not even official workplace or anything, are doing backwards compatibility and emulation better for Sony on a competitor's console than anything Sony even wants to even dream about doing. Sony, you done fucked up.
Well, I think we've kicked Sony enough. I know you got to bounce, Carl. So let's get ready to wrap up this show. Sean, my buddy, my friend, tell everybody where they can find you at, would you?
Yeah, at WTimSean. I'll be hopefully this week doing that Chicory Colorful Tale review on the Outerhaven. So you can check that out. And yeah, you listen to my podcast as well, Video Games to the Max, which is on all the podcast places that are out there. And we're doing them on YouTube too. So you can go to the W2 Network YouTube channel and look us at on video as well.
Carl, anything to pitch before we bounce, buddy?
Just keep an eye on the Outerhaven YouTube channel right here, where you've been watching us for the last hour and a bit. For more reviews, gameplay, and everything else, we've resorted the playlist area to make everything sort of more condensed and easier to follow through. My Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX review drops on the 22nd at 9 a.m. US Eastern Time, so go and give that a watch. Other than that, I think I might have to go out and buy an Xbox Series S now just to build an emulation machine.
But you have an X. You don't need it, dude. Just use the X.
I'm not good. No, I want my X to play the Xbox games.
Play it on PC. You don't need that. Come on, man.
I don't want a PC.
No. Wow. Wow, okay. What?
Just almost had Keith have a heart attack there.
And before I do my outro, there's a lot of things we have in a pipeline for the Outerhaven, both the YouTube, our podcast, our website. I will throw this out there. Interesting stuff that we're looking to do. We are looking to bring up to more people. So if you're curious about coming on to a small network of people that are really passionate about gaming, anime, manga, all that cool stuff, TV, films, stop by the channel and send an email to us and talk to us. We're looking to bring up some people, looking at people to do some guides, people to follow games specifically like Halo and maybe Metroid Dread or some other games, maybe Genshin Impact, because apparently people like that game. I don't know why, but people love that game. So definitely stop by or hit us up on Twitter and talk to us about that. We definitely want to get some more exposure and get our name out there a bit more because we like what we do. We love what we do. This is not our 9 to 5. We're just passionate people who want to make our own mark in this lovely game industry that we all reside in. And of course, as always, you can find the Spectator Mode podcast from pretty much every major podcast outlet. Apple iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon does it now as well, Spotify, Buzzsprout. Just search for Spectator Mode Podcast and you will find us. That said, for myself, for Carl, for Sean, thank you for stopping by and checking out episode 99 of the Spectator Mode Podcast. It has been our E3 2021 wrap up. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, leave them in a YouTube video or stop by our Twitter channel and just drop them in there and say, hey, I hated this show, or hey, I love this show, or hey, Keith should buy us all the things in the world, or all that, anything. Doesn't matter. Doesn't make a difference. And of course, for next Spectator Mode Podcast, email us at specmode@theouterhaven.net to email some questions to us or maybe some talking points. We want to hear from you. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for stopping by. So I think we're going to get out of here. And it's hot in this room. So thank you, everybody, for stopping by. And we will see you later.
Bye.
Good night.